Spared again, local tech expert Trevor Forrest says the latest tech crash did not have as severe an impact on Jamaica as it did the rest of the world. However, days on, he says the biggest takeaway is the need to build resilience and effect swift recovery from a crisis that hit millions of systems globally. Nika Lewis has more.
It's been over 4 days since the much-dreaded crash impacted well over 8 million devices. And though locally some sectors ground to a halt, others appeared resilient. CEO of 876 Technology Solutions tech expert Trevor Forrest says again Jamaica was spared the worst of the crash.
Interestingly enough, I did hear that some institutions were impacted. The impact wasn't as broadly felt here as you would have heard globally, and that's perhaps because CrowdStrike's platform and solution is not something that is heavily used here as yet. So can dodge the bullet. Most entities dodge the bullet there. But it's not to say that, the platforms that we use here are not susceptible to a similar kind of thing.
But there are lessons to be learned from the digital crisis that will cripple several global companies and sectors for some time. Despite a fix by the company at the heart of the historic crash, CrowdStrike, and an ensuing apology, Jamaicans are urged to plan recovery strategies.
What it boils down to is not whether or not these kinds of things will happen. And it's not really isolated to the Microsofts or the CrowdStrikes. This just can happen. But how quickly you can get back to normal after it has happened. So I think that's the major takeaway for businesses, to ensure that when these kinds of things occur, that you have the necessary things in place to get you back online quickly.
Meanwhile, although Jamaica was not severely hampered, Forrest notes preparation is key as the world inches closer to a fully digital society. When asked whether the Jamaican society is equipped to deal with another such crash that could impact a larger group globally, he says not quite.
It's a difficult question to answer, but I would say that there are some entities that are relatively well prepared for this sort of stuff, but I would say the majority may not be. And the reason for that is a lack of investment or funding money to invest in what is required, because it is a huge investment to get to a point where the resiliency, the redundancy, and the recovery is where it needs to be.
Up to Monday, the Washington Post reported Delta Airlines canceled more than 600 flights as the fallout from the global tech outage extended into a fourth day. Bloomberg reported that Tesla's CEO Elon Musk deleted CrowdStrike following the world-rattling incident. Nika Lewis, CVM News.